Hi there YouTube, this is Gearshed9 again, keeping my promise to do a review on all my torches. So today we're going to do a review of the Fenix e15 2016. This is their small, basically keyring light, designed to run on CR123 batteries, which are the small lithium camera cells. Alright. This is an update from the original E15, which was designed only to work with these disposable 3-volt lithium primary batteries. The new version comes with the ability to run rechargeable 16340 lithium ions. These are 3 volts, these are 3.7 nominal. Right, a little bit about the torch itself. Quite compact, as you can see. It's not very big. Probably bordering on just small enough to go on a keyring. I don't think I'd want anything much bigger on there. What I like about these torches that take the CR123s is they do put out a lot of power. And with the lithium, especially the lithium primaries, you get long shelf life. So bung the battery in, they kick around in the keyring for a while, and generally they still have a charge left and they haven't dropped it. So the kind of advantage, probably the disadvantage with that, then they are a bit more expensive. I generally tend to buy them in bulk. I usually buy either these Panasonic ones if I can get them cheap, or the good old Durasols. These ones here, just get them in twin packs usually. You can find them on places like eBay, people selling 20 at a time. Not as cheap as AA's obviously, but you're looking around about, I think, for these guys here, paying about around about £12 for 10, so about £1.20 each. In the supermarket they would be charging you, I've seen them £6.99 to nearly £8 for 2. So, well, actually no, I've actually seen them for $5.99 for 1. So definitely buy them from the supermarket. Source them online. They've got a 10-year shelf life, so you can buy a whole bunch, chuck them in the cupboard, work your way through them. So yeah, and what's also interesting about this is the outputs, and function-wise, I think on one of the other videos I was trying to get the end cap off. You've got to take the head off. That's where the batteries go. So that's basically the pill with the LED in it. It's got a little lens in there. It's plastic outer lens and a little brass section in there. Also has what they call physical reverse polarity protection. There's two little, you can see that, there's two little razor bars either side, so trying to get put your battery in backwards, that's going to contact those bars and not allowed to go. If you go this way, it's going to, the positive is going to hit that middle section and circumnavigate those two little bars on the side, so it will work. So yeah, so that's all the electronics, and then this is just a case, spring on the end. Okay, just a light aluminium inside. Now, so this is a twisty head. Probably the only downside or the thing I would say against this is it has no memory. So I'll just give you an idea about that. We'll put this lithium primary in, screw this back on. Okay, so we twist it, turns it on. Okay, as you twist it, it cycles through the settings. Okay, it doesn't memorize any of those, so you have to go back to the beginning again. Okay, every time you turn it off, back to the beginning. Okay, bit of a pain. If they had memory, it would be fantastic, but I suppose some compromises had to be made, and that's what they did. So good in some respects because it always starts in low. But you know, if you want turbo, it takes a bit of work, and then 9 out of 10 I miss it and go past it. Because a little quirk with this is that if you're running it on a lithium primary, the outputs and brightness, the first brightness level is 8 lumens, and that's supposed to run for 40 hours. Next level is 50 lumens, 9 hours 25 minutes. Third is 3 hours 15 for 110 lumens, and fourth is 270 lumens at 1 hour 35. This is on a lithium primary. Okay, So if we take that out and put this baby in, which is a lithium ion rechargeable, so bigger voltage, this is 3.7 volts nominal value, all of a sudden it has an extra setting. So we do our 8 lumens, our 50 lumens, our 110 lumens, our 270 lumens, and oh, he's gone past it, see, and then there's 450 lumens. So you can see on the wall, it's got quite a big hot spot, tiny bit of spill around the outside. I wouldn't say it's a super throwy light, but it definitely does throw out there a bit more. So depending on which cell you're going to use it with, so whether you're going to have your lithium ion rechargeable or your primary, depends on how much mode you get. So having the lithium ion, you get extra mode, which is the 450 lumens. Okay. Relatively light, so minus the battery, you're looking at 29 grams. So for a keyring, it's still not too bad. It's quite a reasonably light to have swinging around on your keyring. Also, it's got low output, low voltage protection. So the idea with that is that you, once you're running it on whatever setting and it starts to get low, once the voltage drops, it will flash 3 times and then it will basically start dropping down outputs. Okay, so that way you don't either drain your battery or run out of light in a situation. So overall, it's a good little torch. It's relatively cheap as well, which is a bonus. For me, why I went for this, at the time I was running a really cheap and nasty £3 Chinese kind of keyring light that ran on these 18650, so these 16340 batteries. Very, very low quality, just rubbish. It did put out a lot of light. It was a XML T6, so it's quite a bright LED. Did chuck out a lot of light, you know, being the Chinese, they say 1200 lumens. Yeah, it was probably as bright as this, but nowhere near as refined, and it used to just chug through the batteries really quick. 20 minutes, the battery was gone. So why I went to this, there's a lot of other options at the time. I looked at the older version of this. I looked at Nightcore had a few versions. Even Olight. I mean, at the time the S10 was the smallest light that they did. It's still a bit bigger than this. And then obviously the AA versions and stuff. And the thing is, I think with the AA versions we're getting minuscule light. 120 lumens was like your maximum output, and then that runtime was 30 minutes if you're lucky. And also some of them would use lithium. Some of them could use lithium rechargeable. Some of them couldn't. So when this came out, the thing I liked about it over the old version and what was available at the time is it's nice and bright, simple construction, not a lot of dicking around to get through the modes, kind of like a twisty on my keyring, although it's a bit more, you need 2 hands to do it, but it seems to be there's less things protruding and it's just a little bit simpler. So this was a big hit with that, and also that it ran on lithium ion rechargeables. A lot of these little keyring lights, they were running on lithium primaries, and obviously, on a keyring you're not going to use it as much, but after a while you start trucking through these guys, and even getting them cheap, expense starts to get up there. So rechargeables, and also, throwing away lithium batteries all the time is not, the best thing for the environment or your pocketbook. So this really grabbed me because it had lithium. You can use lithium primaries and also the rechargeables. Plus, a lot of these cheaper lights, or the other lights that are available, or the Nightcore ones, had PWM, which is a pulse width metering, which is the little, to make the LED dimmer, they actually flash it on and off really rapidly. And I find I've had a few cheap Chinese lights in the past, and they've all been pretty horrendous. I know Nightcore does, I think, the EC11 that they've brought out, which is obviously it's a lot brighter than this and bigger than this, but no, it's got PWN on it, and I'm just quite sensitive to it. It gives quite a horrible light, almost Russian industrial fluorescent kind of light about it, so not very nice. So yeah, one of my first, actually probably my second Fenix light. I've got this one, and I've also got an HL50, which is one of the headlamp versions. Also that one runs on CR123s or AA batteries. This I like a lot more. It's a lot nicer light. Puts out plenty of light for keyring, dazzlingly light. Especially with the lithium ion on it, 450 lumens. It's really bright for a little keyring light. And also the run times are good. You're not getting 30 minutes out of a light on maximum. 1 hour 35 on 270 lumens, or 55 minutes, which is quite good. You're not going to having it drop off at 20 minutes. You've still got plenty of light with it. And you see durability wise, I know you see that's been kicking around on my keyring for well over since they came out, so well over 6 months ago. Even it's got a acrylic optic on the top here, and I was a little bit concerned about that, especially kicking around the keyrings, that this would haze up and get scratched, but it's actually survived very well. I'm very surprised. Just a thing to note with my keyrings, my keys themselves are actually in a little it looks like I suppose it looks like a Swiss Army knife case. They actually fold out, so they're not directly rubbing on there, but there are other sort of EDC things on there that would rub on it. But it has put up really well. It's been thrown around. Definitely, I don't keep these with kid gloves. They get thrown around, they get thrown on the floor, they get thrown in the key basket, they get chucked on the floor of the car. Kids play with them, so it's actually, the anodizing hasn't done too badly. Obviously all the raised points have worn a bit. The other concern I was thinking is, I don't know if you can see it, is with a lot of these keyring lights, I find they wear out on the eyelet, especially when you put a keyring in them. That's not doing too badly. There's still quite a bit of meat there. Also, all tail stand. Those that are excited about tail standing, does that. Right, so overall, yeah, would I buy this again? Oh, yes, and heartbeat. It's really good light. Fenix quality's really well up there. I think it's very good value for money. I think I picked this one up from China. It's about £19.95, delivered from HK Equipment in Hong Kong. I've seen them vary up to about in the UK up to 30 quid, I think. So yeah, 20 quid. Quids in, throw it in there, and it would be also quite a good if you wanted to have a little EDC kit or something you're going to throw in the car. You can leave those lithium primaries in there, and they'll be good to go for 10 years or so in the car. And for something so small, it puts out a kick-ass bit of light. So yeah, well worth it. Alright, so hopefully that's food for thought. I've got a few more of these little small CR123s lights to review. Once I find them, I've got one I've left at a mate's house that he has to pop out the mail and send it back to me. And somewhere around the house somewhere is my Olight S10 baton, which is another really good light. If I can find it, the kids have run off with it. So we'll hunt those down and do them, and then maybe in the end we can just line them up and compare them all. Cheers guys, keep watching, try and subscribe, we've got plenty more to come. Thanks.